Hey everybody on the Pro Forum. Alright, the good news is things are moving in the right direction again. Woo! Alright. We making some videos and getting caught up, and wow, go figure. It could all come together. So, alright. One of the things somebody asked me to talk about was epic fails. Surely, Kirk, in your history you've had some epic fails. OMG, I have. And along those lines, I read a while back the Steve Jobs book, that his autobiography or biography or whatever it is, the big white one that has his face on it like this. Anyway, it was incredible. I highly recommend this book for anyone who is as a professional photographer today, because it really shows us some stuff. To me, it shows some stuff about how we come to be in this crazy digital world that we're in nowadays, and a lot of it we can all thank Steve Jobs for. If that is if you detect my sarcasm, well, this man, while highly successful when he died, ultimately had a ton of epic fails. And he just got so fortunate in that one of his first things ever that he ever did, the Apple II, was so hugely successful that it allowed him the ability to continue to strive after those cool products and things like this phone right now that's recording this video, and all the things that happen in the tech world around us. Well, in my world, the professional photography world, everything that I did from the get-go did not work successfully. I kind of feel that I had a similar experience to Steve Jobs, in that when I decided I was going to be a professional photographer, and I basically hung my shingle out front and set up that flash and arrow sign that many of you guys have heard me talk about, that it worked. That the very first year I was in business, I did 50-something weddings and over 200 seniors. And it's just amazing to me that that was the case. It wasn't like I was producing some kind of unique product or something. At least I didn't think I was. I was just doing what everybody else was doing. So that end of it was successful. But then through the years, I would do things that to me, I thought, oh, this is the greatest idea ever. And it wouldn't work. Things like, for example, I remember photo rubber stamps. Excuse me, that cough is still with me. Photo rubber stamps. This was a machine that you could take and put a photo, an image into it, and then as a result of this image, it would inject this image into a rubber stamp that had ink and everything ready to go, and you could give it to a customer. When they would stamp it, it would be like an image, their face, whatever, and no matter what kind of image you'd put into it. Of course, it did text and all that stuff. And I thought, my goodness, this has got to be the greatest thing ever. I'll make these little ink pads for seniors, and they'll take them to school, and they'll have their name and they'll have their face. And I thought, oh man, this is gonna be the coolest thing since sliced bread. And I thought, oh, every real estate agent on the planet is gonna want one of these, because it's all about their face, you know. Every time they do a return address, it could not only have their return address, but it could have their face on it. So I bought this machine, and I don't remember how much it cost, but I remember it being into the thousands. And it came with all these ink, you know, cartridges and everything ready to go, and you'd put it in there and it'd boom, do its magic and whatever. So I gave a few of them away, and a few people thought it was cool, and I just thought this was gonna be like 8x10s. Everybody on the planet's gonna want one. Nope. I would give them away, and people would look at me like, oh, thank you very much. Like, and I thought, God, what is the problem? This is the coolest thing. Nope. Epic fail. I mean, I never, ever ran out of ink cartridges, because I never, ever had enough people even want them that I could give them away for free. I ended up throwing the whole stupid thing in the garbage. And complete, utter fail. That makes me think about another epic fail, and that was license plates. Now, I think it's kind of cool for the baby mama, you know, crowd, that they have a picture of their baby and they put it on a license plate and they put that on their car and people think it's neat. I have one on my car. It's of my family, and I get so many compliments about it that I thought, man, seniors, high school seniors, cars, license plate, it's a natural. Everybody's gonna want one of these things. Nope. Epic fail. I think in the history of license plates, I've sold two. That's it. And I remember complaining about this one year. This is probably about 2 years ago, maybe 3 years ago, something like that. It's got to be about 3 years ago, because it was before Scarlett was married. And Scarlett was working for us at the time, just doing little odd stuff. And I'm complaining about, like, I don't understand. I practically gave this girl a license plate and she didn't want it. And her mama said, oh yeah, we're gonna put it on your car. And she was like, no, we ain't. And I'm complaining about it. And Scarlett looks at me with this face like, you're an idiot. Like, what are you thinking? And I go, what? She goes, are you crazy, Daddy? I go, why? What's the problem? This is the greatest thing. She goes, really? What high school senior wants to put their face on their car? And that's when it hit me like a ton of bricks. I was like, I never saw it. I'm looking at it from the parents' standpoint, not from the high school senior standpoint. How pretentious is it that you would put your own face on your own car? Weird. No, nobody would do that. I mean, what kind of geek would do that? Nobody. Thus, epic fail. And here's the message. Sometimes we need to remove the things around us. You know, I was a parent, looking at it as a senior parent, not as a high school senior. And that's why it was an epic fail. Same thing with the stamp machine. What senior is going to want their face on a stamp that they can stamp? Where would they stamp that? And now it seems clear as a bell. Epic fail. So sometimes we can maybe avoid these epic fails by trying, if at all possible, to strip ourselves free of the restraints around us, and instead look at it through the eyes of those who are our customers. And again, where does this come into play? I think the Pro Forum is a classic example of a place where we can use to better come across these type of things. So if you have some kind of crazy idea, I think I'm going to start selling wire hangers with a picture off of it that to seniors. Why don't you present it on the Pro Forum? Let's all conversation about it. Let's have a conversation. And while I'm talking about that, sometimes people say, well, Kirk, I do post on the Pro Forum, but nobody says anything. If that ever happens to you, you send me a private message and tell me where. Send me the URL link to this, and I will personally go and make sure I comment on it, because there's no way I can comment on everything.